this is where we are with Mason Mount. So the first thing that I read today was about the price that Chelsea are apparently asking for Mason Mount. £50 million? £60 million? Surely it's 70 million. Couldn't be higher than that. Oh, it's higher. The number mentioned was £85 million. Now, I'll give you a minute to pick yourself up off the floor because I'm sure you're rolling around now in laughter. But yes, apparently that is a valuation that Chelsea believe they might get for Mason Mount with 1 year left on his Chelsea contract. Okay, lads, best of luck with that. Nobody's going to pay that money. Nobody, not even Manchester United with the money they have, will pay that much. But David Ornstein has been speaking and he said that Mason Mount is leaning towards joining Manchester United over Liverpool in this current transfer market should he leave Chelsea. I'm not fussed. I've said to you guys before, I don't mind if we sign Mason Mount. I don't mind if we don't sign Mason Mount. But I have always said to you, the price is really, really important for me. Apparently United believe they can get him for maybe £55 million. Even that is at the upper end of what I would have been comfortable with Liverpool paying. But look, you win some, you lose some. And if this is true, if David Ornstein's information is correct, and Liverpool have lost out to Manchester United and Mason Mount, well, so be it. We've beaten them to many players in recent years, and if we lose out on this one, I'm sure, at least I hope, that Jurgen Klopp and the transfer committee will have other targets in mind. I've got one for you, Jurgs. Barella. Did I mention Barella? Because I think I meant to say Barella. Yes, he's going to go and beat Manchester City single-handedly to win the Champions League for Inter. But it's a fine way to say farewell then as he comes over to Liverpool and plays for Liverpool. You got me, Nicolo? You got me, Jurgs? Go get Barella. Mason Mount, look, I could have understood it. Yes, he could have done a job. Yes, he's a right-side midfielder that could give us a press, give us a little bit of impetus in attack as well. I've heard Jamie Carragher, who was speaking on the Anfield Wrap, listing some reasons why he thinks Mason Mount would be a good signing. And look, they're valid, fair points from Jamie Carragher. And again, shout out to the Anfield Wrap, a Liverpool content provider, a creator that I think are absolutely fantastic. Always been a fan of their work, so don't forget, do check that one out. If you already have the Anfield Wrap app, don't forget to check it out. Why am I plugging other channels? Because I like them. Because I respect their work. Because I think that they're good. And because I myself used to have an Anfield Wrap subscription for many years. Right, my friends. What are we thinking of that? Mason Mount, 85 million. Queue up there. Queue up. Oh, queue up to get the money ready for Mason Mount. Madness. To me, it's just madness, right? That amount of money. Like, even if they get down to 55 or 60, I still think it's too much. But if ever we were to lose out to the Manx in a race for a player, I am quite fine with it being Mason Mount. I really, really am. And look, I could be on my own here. You guys could say to me, Craig, I feel very differently about this. But for me, I'm not arsed. I really amn't. I know United are bad with money, but no way 70 million. They don't want to have another Pogba or Maguire. So I've seen that United are willing to pay like 55. That's what I've seen. But I don't know what Chelsea are at, thinking they're going to get 85 million. You know, Mason Mount with 3-4 years on his contract isn't worth anywhere close to 85 million. So, you know, the absolute cheek of Chelsea to basically not use him all season and then try and say, but he's absolutely world class. 85 million of your human pounds here for Mason Mount. Is there anybody who's disappointed by this? And look, it hasn't happened yet. You know, it's not to say this is dead in the water, but Mason Mount is leaning towards Manchester United if Chelsea agreed to sell. Talk expected between the clubs in due course. Other sides who have been pursuing the 24-year-old England international are aware of his preference. And that's from David Ornstein. So, you know, if he decides that he wants to go and play for Eric Ten Hag and Manchester United rather than Liverpool, that is his choice. Though he's devastated that we're missing Mount. Well, it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. It's saying that his preference is. That's from David Ornstein. Nothing is said. It's 100% absolutely nailed on. He's going to United. He may well go there, but I'm not fussed about it, really. I think there's plenty of options out there for us. And if we're talking about the numbers being mentioned for Mason Mount, even at United's valuation of 55 million, that's still too much for me. He's got 1 year left on his Chelsea deal. No way would I be looking to spend 55, 60, even the 85 million they're asking is lunacy. If I'm Mason Mount and his agent and Chelsea say, we're demanding £85 million for you, I'm going to say, best of fucking luck. I'm going to sit on my arse, train and play whatever you need me to do till next summer, and then I am out of here on a free. Adios, slán go fóill. I'm done. Bye-bye. Barella, Kudus, Lavia for far better options than Mount. Very different options in different areas of the pitch with regards to Lavia as well. But look, for me, if Mason Mount has signalled his intention to go to Manchester United, then just go get Szoboszlai. We spoke about him yesterday. We've been linked with a move for him. Hungarian international. I'm sure you guys know all about him. Plays for RB Leipzig. It's thought a fee would be around £50 million there or thereabouts for Dominik Szoboszlai. And I'd be more than happy to bring him in. 22, I think, if my memory is correct. And yeah, look, a cheaper alternative to Mason Mount. There's obviously Barella as well would be my number one target. If you ended this window, or we ended this window, with Alexis McAllister, with, I don't know, let's go for Nicolo Barella, and I don't care who else, Ryan Gravenberch, or Lavia, or Ugarte. That would be my preference, actually, on Ugarte. Yeah, I'm happy. As long as we get 3 good midfield players and a centre-back in the door, I'm happy enough. And I know I'm probably in the minority, but I actually gave a little fist bump when I read about Mason Mount to United, because I've never been sold on him to Liverpool. Like, I can understand why Klopp would eye him up. I can understand how Klopp could see he could do a job, but it never excited me. And again, I know we've got a few Manchester United supporting fans that are always in our chat. I'd love to know how you guys feel about this. Or maybe you're watching this back as a Manchester United fan. What are your thoughts on your club being linked with Mason Mount? And what are your thoughts on the fee? So, 99% of you guys said no to Mason Mount at £80 million. And 1% or 1% were clearly taking the piss. Or else they're Todd Bowley, one or the other. We need Barella or Thuram, said Dahi. Robbery, said Ben Pagan. 85 million for Costas and then we'll sell. I mean, I could part with him for that much, Hannah. I'm with you. 85 million for Costas. But there has been talk of a fullback leaving Liverpool, but it ain't Costas Tsimikas. Are you ready? I know you probably just picked yourself up off the ground from rolling around laughing again. But the Daily Mail have said that Real Madrid have reportedly placed Andy Robertson on their list of potential summer reinforcements. Yeah, you heard me right. Andy Robertson to Real Madrid. Here we know. Just no. Florentino, off you pop, mate. I'll tell you what. You can have Costas if we can have Tchouaméni or Bellingham. Other than that, mate, no dice, and you're not getting near Andy Robertson. But that is what has been reported. Piece today said Real Madrid have placed Andy Robertson on their list of potential summer reinforcements. Los Blancos' defensive options have been hindered this season with injuries to players, seeing Eduardo Camavinga playing at left back. Goes on to say that, however, in a shocking development, as per the Daily Mail, Liverpool's Andy Robertson is on their list of summer reinforcements. Yeah, okay, let's see how that works out, lads. 200 million and you can have him. Robbo would never join them. Look, Liverpool just wouldn't sell him. It's just stupid. Andy Robertson is Liverpool through and through now at this point, and yeah, he won't be going anywhere. But I had to bring it to you because it was in the media, and I like a little stupid story every now and again to make us laugh, and that's certainly one of them. They can have Robbo, same fee as they're paying for Jude, said Gossamerg. Well, we don't know what fee they're paying for Jude yet because, and this comes directly from Dortmund and you can read it yourself, there's been no conversations yet between the two clubs over a fee. No offers, no bids, no nothing. And that comes directly from Dortmund. Are you getting a little bit weary of the other interests for clubs in Alexis McAllister? No, it's pretty much a done deal, Ben. It's, as being reported by many, it's 80% of the way done, so no, I think that'll be done when the season's over, before he goes off on his international break, but before he goes off on international duty with Argentina, which I think is about the 10th of June, something like that. McAllister saying goodbye to Brighton fans, things you love to see, said Connor the Red. Yeah, I'm thinking we'll maybe get an announcement middle to end of next week, hopefully, on that one. Pep was chatting to McAllister. Don't worry about it. Honestly. Again, you can chat to him all he wants, but all Jurgs would have to go is 115 charges there, Alexis. 115. Yeah, 115, Alexis. Did you know? It's not 114. It's not 116. It's 115, Alexis. So whatever El Pepinal says to you, could be in relegation. Could be thrown out of the league. Could have points deduction. Could be banned from Europe. Well, maybe not banned from Europe, actually. That wasn't the sanctions, but maybe banned from transfers. Romeo, I don't know how you pronounce it, Lavia is on the radar of Chelsea and Liverpool, according to Neil Jones of Goal. The piece goes on to say Manchester City and Southampton. Manchester City, was his previous club. Southampton signed him for 10 million quid last summer. But Jones reported the Belgium international has made a big impact in the South Coast following his 10 million, £12.5 million move from Manchester City. Why is it 10 million and then 12.5 million in brackets? I don't know. From maybe add-ons. From Manchester City last summer in a struggling team. Lavia's performances have been a rare source of encouragement for supporters, and accordingly, he is attracting attention from some of the country's top clubs. Liverpool, whom Southampton will face at St Mary's on Sunday in the final game of the campaign, are strong admirers, with Lavia looking to end his first full campaign in senior football on a high and underline his potential as a future star. Can't say I've watched them, so I will get to keep a little eye on them, I guess, at the weekend when we take on Southampton. We will be recording a preview of that tomorrow, and it will be going out on Friday, just in case you guys are wondering about that one. I don't think Lavia will be cheap. I think the prices that I've seen is 50. I don't know if there's a relegation clause in his deal or not either, you know. I'd be interested to see that. If we don't get Lavia for below 20 million, then in no way should we consider it. God, I feel like we're cheapskating this again. I just want us to get the right players, not the cheap players. Yeah, I want us to get the right players. He doesn't excite me. Yeah, the idea of Lavia doesn't excite me. So here's an idea that Connor said to me the other day that he's seen somebody share on social media, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Because at first, I was very dismissive. But afterwards, when I thought about it, I won't lie, it got me a bit excited. So, the idea was that in the Premier League currently, we have the top 4 who play Champions League football the following season. What about if it was the top 3 and places 4, 5, 6 and 7 went into a playoff for the Champions League spot? What are we saying to that one? Now, I know if you're a club that usually finishes in and around 4th, maybe like Liverpool, maybe this would be a no. But it would add something exciting, I guess, to the end of the season, and maybe open up the possibility of some other clubs who haven't had a history of Champions League football, like let's say Aston Villa this season, or Brighton this season, having an opportunity to have a playoff to get themselves into the Champions League. I like the idea of it, I have to say. I like the idea of a little bit of extra jeopardy at the end of the season. So, let me know what you think. Is it a runner? Is it a non-idea?